Hey, so you're thinking about cons in Birmingham, Alabama, clicked on the video. Well, this is the video where I'm going to share with you the exact things that I think that are one of the bad things about living in Birmingham, Alabama. My name is Jonathan Averett. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, hit that subscribe, hit that bell, and let's get going. If this is your first time on the channel, hit the subscribe button so you can catch the next video whenever I shoot it out to you. Cons. Yeah, cons. It's pretty serious business here in Birmingham, Alabama. And the first thing I'm going to tell you about is the heat. Man, I'm outside right now trying to start the smoker up to smoke some port wines today. It feels like it's 190 degrees outside, right? And actually, it's only 79 degrees. So the heat. We're about 3 hours north of Mobile, so it actually gets a little bit cooler up here in Alabama. So I lived in Germany for about 3 years, and something that's similar to Germany and Alabama is the weather. And probably thinking, how the heck do you get similar weather in Germany and in Alabama? Well, I'll tell you exactly how. In Germany, when the wintertime came, it stayed cold for months. I'm talking about cold. If it snowed, snow doesn't just go away in Germany, right? It sticks and it stays for weeks and weeks and weeks. Well, here in Alabama, we don't get a lot of snow, right? Maybe once a year, maybe once every 2 years. But the heat, the summers here, let me tell you what, when it gets hot, it's hot. And it's hot for weeks, it's hot for months, and you think it's never gonna end. And all of a sudden it comes down just a little bit, and you get a 70-degree night, and you're like, 70. And then once them 50, overnight 50s come back, you're like, man, this is awesome. So the summers are hot and they're long here. Mosquitoes. Yeah, mosquitoes. One thing about going outside here in Birmingham right now is the mosquitoes. My whole family, they just get ate up by them things, right? My wife, she gets them all in her arms, go outside in short pants. And I'm talking about just a matter of minutes, right? You come out the front door, bam, they're like on you. Well, one of the perks, if you're a guy like me and you actually have hair on your arms, I don't know if you can see that or not. Check that right there out. I'm telling you what, it's like anti-mosquito. I don't know if they can't get through it. I don't know if it's like a forest to them or whatever, but I hardly ever get bit by mosquitoes, right? And if I do, it's probably right here back on my wrist where I don't have any hair, right? Maybe that's a little too much information for you, but mosquitoes are bad here in Birmingham. My kids get ate up with them. If you go somewhere, make sure you have your off. Maybe there's something else I had whenever I was a kid, and I cannot think of it. If it pops up here, I remembered what it was. Gosh, make sure you have your repellent because mosquitoes are bad here in Birmingham. Traffic. Yeah, this might not be Los Angeles, and it might not be New York, and it might not be Chicago, but we have traffic here in Birmingham, Alabama. Most of it lies around the 280 area, right? A lot of nicer homes there. You can easily get into the $1 million homes right there. Really easy along 280, especially up around the summit, going up the hill there towards UAB. Lots and lots of traffic. I'm talking about gridlock. They are working on it though. They're talking about putting in some new construction to kind of ease things up. They have done some things along the 280 area there. They have a Target out there also, and they've done some turnarounds. So if you're going, you don't have to go like all the way down the highway. You can like make a U-turn right there where it used to not be. So 280 is really bad as far as traffic goes here, right? Bumper to bumper all the time. And also downtown. If you're going to be working in downtown with UAB or one of the hospitals down there, St. Vincent's, traffic is really bad getting into downtown, like in the mornings, going out in the evenings, and if there's a wreck, it's just gridlock for hours. So keep that in mind if you're moving to Birmingham, Alabama. We're not a huge city like some of the bigger ones in the U.S., but we do have traffic. Houseflies. Yeah, you take that for granted, but houseflies are real here in Birmingham, Alabama. Let me tell you what, once it starts to cool off and you feel like you just want to open up those windows one day and kind of let the cool breeze come through, right? If it's been 90 degrees for months and you're getting back closer to the 70s, you're like, hey, let's pop the windows up. We'll do some spring cleaning, right? Houseflies, they come in like mobs, right? And some of the ways you can combat that is you can buy some little, my mind is blank. Some of the little loopy things, right? You hang from the ceiling. I've never tried those. Maybe you can put those outside, but we have some that you actually buy. Get them off Amazon, right? They're like $7 a pack. Get like 12. They're little sheets about 8 inches long and about that wide right there. You just kind of stick them on your windows and kind of hide them. Flies jump on them, right? One of the drawbacks of that is though, if you leave your windows open too long, if you leave your windows open all day, right? Now I have one, two, three, I think three in the house. They fill up. I'm talking about if you leave your windows open all day to do spring cleaning, those suckers will fill up. So house flies. And once they get in your house, I mean, they just all over you trying to eat, you know, you're trying to get ice cream or whatever it is, right? And they're flies, and they're like, get off of me, fly. Really bad, house flies. Crime. Birmingham has a pretty good crime rate, right? There are some pockets in Birmingham, and I know a lot of other cities have high crime too, but Birmingham is one of the worst cities to live in Alabama, right? Some of the spots are really, really bad. And I don't say that to be negative, but it's just the truth, right? Murder rates are something that is struggled with each year. There's a count that comes up. They put it out in the local thing. But the law enforcement, you know, they're really working hard to keep that down. The mayor's really devoted to lowering that crime rate, and the communities, you know, come together. But crime is really a really strong spot, really strong situation in some areas of the Birmingham market. So, but you can look around those. You can purchase outside of those, and you know, regardless of what your budget is, you know, there are areas that are outside of the Birmingham that you can actually drive into. We actually live about 20 minutes outside of Birmingham. There's a lot of suburbs out and around the area that you can get really nice houses for the same price that you can in downtown. So crime is the issue, but as long as you buy wisely, you'll avoid those areas. Politics. And every city has politics, right? So it's a slippery slope, right, wherever you go. But here in Birmingham, it's definitely a blue city, right? Democrat, day in and day out. So if you are diehard and you're just not wanting to move to a city that's Democrat, don't come to Birmingham, right? There are some pockets that's out around Birmingham that are red counties or cities and things like that. So it's here, but the actual Birmingham city, it's a blue. It's blue. Like during the you know, I worked at UAB, and it's such a struggle, right? Because politics always comes up and stuff, you know, but the city is blue. If that's something that's really gonna bother you and you just cannot get around, keep that in mind if you're thinking about moving into Birmingham. So, daycare. If you're moving here, and I know you probably, especially if you're new and you have kids, daycare is really an issue, right? It's hard to find spots if you just have kids, you're moving into town. So if you're thinking about it now, go ahead and get on those waiting lists, because daycare is a con, right? I know it's probably to a lot of other cities, but it's a con here in Birmingham, right? It's hard to get into places if you have kids. So think ahead. If you're gonna move, don't wait to get here to get on the list somewhere. So start searching now. Give me a call and I will help you out with that. Schools. You gotta search hard for a good school here in Birmingham, right? Because Alabama is not the best as far as offering public education, right? You can homeschool. We homeschool. We have 4 kids. We homeschool all of them. You go to private schools. Some of the public schools are really not that great. The funding is tough for the state, and schools is another con. And I'm just being honest here, right? I mean, and I'm sure everybody has different experiences, so keep that in mind wherever you decide to go. In Birmingham, there's a lot of good spots that you can get into, but there's some that's not as well as the others as far as teaching your kids, right? So schools, it's a con. So I hope you got a lot out of that video. Those are a few things that really are some of the worst parts to Birmingham. To me, that doesn't mean it's going to be to you. Everybody has their different preferences, but I really just wanted to share those with you. So if you're interested in moving to Birmingham, check out the number that's on the screen right now. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, and I'd be happy to help you out. We get calls all the time. I'll be the one that actually answers the phone. One of our team members here with eXp Realty in Birmingham will be able to help you out, find that property for you, and also check out the videos that's coming up next. Hit the subscribe button, share, like, and I'll see you next time.